Hi beautiful people. I thought that I'm gonna record a little vlog today, something different, but I just was really inspired to do that today because there's just so much beauty around me. And I moved to Sweden 2 months ago, and I could not be happier, really. I think it was definitely a big transition in my life, and I now reflecting back and looking back, I know it was the best decision that I've made for myself at that particular moment. And I want to show you what a beautiful place this is, what I've been thinking about, reflecting on, contemplating, because I think that's a part of education in a way, right? Like, why do we come and watch these videos? Why do we read blogs and articles about other people's stories and experiences? It's because we want to learn in a different way. And sometimes the learning part is unconventional for a lot of people, but I think having been like diving really deep into what education means and what really life education means for me, I really do believe that these can be really powerful. So I hope you enjoy. I'm gonna take you for a little walk and tell you some stories that I've been thinking about, some books that I've been reading, some podcasts I've been listening to, and how you can really tap into the same curiosity that can really change your life. Hi beautiful people. Sorry, it's a little bit dark. I still don't have really good light in my little apartment in Sweden, but I just came home. I'm gonna make some cup of tea and I'm gonna light all the candles because that's kind of what I've been doing these days. And it's kind of the Swedish way of doing it. I hope that'll be good enough for now. I didn't really record outside. I tried to do that, but it was getting dark quite quickly. And I think why I wanted to revive this channel is that I just want to share my experiences again. I feel that, there's so much pressure sometimes on social media when you start something to want to keep doing it and be consistent with it. And as much as I would have liked to be doing that, I just couldn't do it at that time. And you know what? Now I have the energy and creativity to do that again. So I'm gonna share snippets of my life and some hopefully useful advice along the way. As I was saying, I moved from the UK to Sweden to study my master's in peace and development work. And I think how that came about is really interesting how life works, because I knew I always wanted to be in peace building in one way or another. but I couldn't figure out the way around it. And I've been working with different charities, and I've been in education sector for some time, and somehow something really big happened in my life. I went through a major breakup, and I started reflecting a lot about my life. And I think these big changes, that's what these big changes prompt you to do. And I really needed to get out of the UK for a while. And I've been looking at different universities, and I think at the beginning of the year I made myself a promise that I will visit places that were meaningful to me. So I went back to Slovakia, of course. I spent some time with my family. I also went to Prague, which Prague was actually the place that I moved to after my high school, just before I would move to the UK. So I spent some time in Prague, really understanding how much I love the city and how much I love the culture and the food and people and the history. If you haven't visited Prague, 100% go. I 100% recommend you to do that. And I also went to Copenhagen because I always wanted to go to Copenhagen, and it was one of those things that I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna do this. This year is like my spiritual journey. It's kind of like coming back to myself. And I applied for my master's for the university in Denmark as well. So I wanted to visit the city and see if I like it, see what kind of vibe it has. And it was wonderful. It was everything I've expected it to be and more. And the third or the fourth, if you may, place that I visited was I went back to the States. And if you know me, you know that I did youth exchange when I was 17, and I went to Idaho, a beautiful little city called Sun Valley. And this year I realized, like, it's been 10 years that I went back to the States. And every year I would tell myself, I'm gonna go back, I want to go back. And you know what, this year I finally decided that I want to go back, because that place was so meaningful to me in a way that I shaped myself. The person that I am today is mostly or mainly attributed to those experiences that I've had. And I was able to connect with my families and was able to connect with my friends that I haven't seen for 10 years, but still there was this strong bond, this strong connection that we've had. And I realized that, you know, strong friendships are across borders, and I was just super grateful. I was there for a month, and it was exactly what I needed. And when I was there, I somehow had this thought of look at the other universities. So I started looking at different masters, and I came across this beautiful master's course in small city in southern part of Sweden called Växjö. And when I was reading through the concept and the way they were teaching it, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel this is it. I don't feel I'm supposed to go to Copenhagen. I feel like I'm supposed to come here. And I applied when I was in the States, and I got accepted really quickly. And I couldn't believe it, because it wasn't even on my mind. I wasn't even thinking about Sweden, let alone this small little city somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And I accepted the offer. And when I came back from the States, I started packing, which was one of the strangest experiences in my life, actually, because how do you say goodbye to a place that have been your home for so long? I've done it before. I moved across countries and continents to kind of try to reinvent myself. But this was different because the UK has been in my life for so long. I have spent all my formative years, my 20s, in the UK. And I have met my best friends, my first love I met in the UK. And it was hard, but I knew in my heart that I was ready to say goodbye, at least for now. UK will always be in my heart. It will always be my home. The same way Slovakia will be always my home. The same way the States, Idaho will always be my home. The same way that even Prague will be my home. And the same way that Zambia, that I've spent 1 month in Zambia, will in some way always be my home, because I've learned so much about myself, even in such a short period of time. And I did it. I moved. I said goodbye to the place that I called home. And I've been here for 2 months now, and I've learned so much about myself. I think the first lesson that I want to kind of pass over to anybody who's listening or watching this is that please trust yourself. Trust your body. Trust that the leap of faith that you're taking is going to be worth it in the long run. Because I feel like I've been here longer than 2 months. Because this place offered me a space in which I can be myself. And I've met the most incredible people so far. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful that I did it. And if this is your calling to take that leap of faith for yourself, I say do it. I know there's so much going on in the world. It's just so much. It's so stressful. It's so hard. But this, in some way, was the hardest and the easiest thing that I've ever done in my life. Because I truly believe that if I would have stayed in the UK, at least at this point, it would have suffocated me. And I would have always thought, what if? And I think this is what is important in life, is to trust yourself and to believe that you can do this. There is hope at the end, and if your body, if your mind, if your whole existence is telling you to go for something, just go for it. And don't listen to other people, because as much and as well-meaning people are, you're gonna be the person who knows. You're gonna be the person who decides, who takes this next step. And I did it, and I'm so proud of myself. And I would do it again, and I probably will do it again, because this is how my life has been unfolding so far. And I know that I have those skills now. I know I can do it again. And I know when my body will tell me to go and move again, I'll do it. Because you know what? Life really is short. And we really have this beautiful life to be inspired and to create things. And I want to create the most beautiful life for myself and those people around me. I think I'm gonna end this video here. I just wanted to show you a little snippet of my life. I want to share a lot of tips on transitions in general. If you are going through transition right now, I promise it's gonna get better. You're gonna get there. But I also want to share about the books that I've been reading, podcasts that have helped me, art, music, all of that, because all of that is now more important than ever, I would say. We can't forget about art. We can't forget about beauty. We can't forget about joy. So I hope that this video gave you some inspiration. If it did, please give it a thumbs up, because it is going to support my channel. And I will see you next time. I love you. Bye.